backward! Have you been hit by a bullet? That's important. Put your hands in your...
Excuse me. That's crazy. Hold on though. Oh, I'm sorry. I was covering the mic. My bad. That was crazy. I know y'all caught that, but sometimes in the beginning of the video, they're edits, so they're just little clipped in pieces. So that might not be the same thing. So I don't want to keep jumping on it and be wrong. You know what I mean? So let's see.
Get down on your knees! That's what's going on. What is this about? My girlfriend is dead.
I don't get. Keep walking.
These cops have just made a fatal.
I'm sorry, I paused at the wrong time. I was about to say these cops just made a fatal mistake, but that's crazy because these cops seem like they're being dicks, and that man seems terrified.
Mistake, one whose consequences will haunt their careers long after this night.
911, please get police out here. They are shooting back. They just unloaded, and I heard somebody yell again, reload. Man, they just shot about 7 or 8 times. They right here in front of my house.
It's March 13th, 2020, when police rushed to a home in Louisville, Kentucky, where multiple...
Hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta X. It says 12:40 a.m. right there, right? You home, chilling. Maybe you're up, maybe you're not. I don't know anybody's schedule, you know? Me, I'm probably sleeping. If I'm not sleeping, I'm trying to sleep. Y'all know what I mean. So, chilling, sleeping, whatever. And it sounds like it's right next door. What are you doing? What are you doing? Calling the cops? Peeking out the window? Poking your head out the door? Which one are you? What are you doing? What's the first thing you're doing? Me? I know what I'm doing. I'm checking on my kids. Oh, I'm right next to my wife, so I'm checking on my wife, checking on my kids. Everybody get on the ground, lay down, stay in your rooms. Put the baby in her brother's room, lay down. I don't think I'm going outside. I might peek out the window and I might chill on the ground. My mother-in-law lives like right there, so I'm gonna, call, check out everybody, make sure everybody's alright. You know somebody's calling the cops. I'm checking on me and mine first. I'm gonna say I'm checking on me and mine first. That's it. Let me know what y'all are gonna do down in the comments. My bad, I deleted. My bad, let's go.
911 calls from neighbors report chaos and gunfire right after 12:40 a.m. Soon, dispatch is alerted that an officer is shot too.
Report of a shooting at 3003 Springfield, number 4.
10-3, Officer Sean Springfield. Officer Sean Springfield, 10-3. We need him up here now. Tell him to get up here. 10-3, Officer down. 10-3, Officer Sean Springfield.
They just shot the police out here, bro. What the?
Officer Jonathan Mattingly is struck by a bullet. When nearby units arrive, they learn that the reported gunfire actually came from police outside the house in response to a single gunshot from inside. The officers already at the scene are part of a narcotics raid tied to suspected drug activity. Minutes pass, but no one exits the house, and during this, at 12:47 a.m., a 911 call comes from an unexpected place, inside the very apartment police are targeting. The caller is 28-year-old Kenneth Walker, soon to become their focus.
911, Operator Harris, where's their emergency?
I don't know what's happening. Somebody kicked in the door and shot my girlfriend.
Okay, where are you located?
I'm at 3003 Springfield Drive, apartment 4. Oh my God.
Where was she shot at?
I don't know. She's on the grill right now. Hell, oh my God.
Hey, hold on. You saying somebody just kicked in your door, shot your girlfriend, and bounced? And you didn't do anything about it. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm trying to, before I judge, right, I try to put myself in that person's shoes. But like, maybe pure shock, like, I don't know though, but I feel like you could snap yourself out of that. Even in fear, or maybe, I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments what you think. Am I wrong? What do you think?
Yes, help!
26-year-old Brianna Taylor has just been shot, but the officers don't know it yet. Instead, they wait, expecting a threat. But what they do next is so horrific, it sets off a case far bigger than anyone imagined.
It's still inside radio, barricaded with a long rifle. Looks like an AR.
Department number 4, please come out with your hands up.
Suspect coming out.
Keep walking back. Walk backward. Have you been hit by a bullet? That's important.
Oh! So it wasn't no edits in the beginning. That really was that. Were you hit by any bullets? And the officers said that is unfortunate. That is crazy. And I mean, I hate to be the one to kick it off, but I know somebody's gonna eventually catch it or say it. The suspect's black. The officer does sound white. You think it's a racial thing? My bad. I keep messing y'all up. My bad. I'm just trying to spark conversation in the comments, you know.
Keep walking backward. You're scared, right?
Walk back, I'll send this off! Walk back to me! Keep on walking!
He is, bro.
Walk down!
Chill.
Walk!
You're making things worse.
Hands in your hand, get down on your knees! Watch that, man! Get down on your knees!
All back. Put your hands on your head.
Very scary. You're gonna go for
That's what's going on.
What did I do?
Fine.
What did I do?
Let's get behind this car for cover.
What did I do? What did I do?
Who else is in the apartment?
Nobody. My girlfriend's dead.
Tell them we have 11015.
What?
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I want to rewind it. He said, who walked in your apartment? He said, nobody. Didn't earlier he said somebody kicked the door and shot his girlfriend? What did he say? I'm sorry. Let's go back.
Let's get behind this car for cover.
What did I do? What did I do?
Who else is in the apartment?
Nobody. My girlfriend's dead.
Tell them we have 11015.
Oh, who else is in the apartment?
I don't know. There's somebody. Y'all was banging at the door and she said, who is it? And the other started shooting.
No, we down 3 times. Police search warrant. What kind of gun did she shoot?
It's a regular 9mm.
Did she shoot or you shoot it?
It was her. You're scared.
Kenneth is terrified and distraught, insisting
Wait, what?
Brianna fired a single shot in self-defense. But his story would soon change. For now, officers drag him to the station, showing little concern for his
Police
state.
shot
There's
her?
somebody in there dead?
Yeah, my girlfriend. It's her house.
We have to go in if there's somebody there.
What is this about? My girlfriend is scared.
I don't get. Keep walking.
What is this about?
What is it about?
I'm guessing the police went there, knocked for a warrant. She shot a single round through the door, and the cops let off a bunch of rounds through the door and killed her. That's what I'm thinking. Anybody else comment now?
The guy's fired shots. You know that. You just said you
We
had
were
a
just
knife.
in the bed. We were scared. No, we didn't know who it was. Please, dude, don't let him be dead. Please, God, don't let him be dead.
So, is that the dude that shot? I guess. Do we know that for a fact? Well, I hope
no,
he was in there
this
crying
is
saying, I hope she's not
somebody
dead. I hope she's not dead.
Handcuffed in the back of a
Somebody
cruiser,
came
Kenneth is
in.
taken away. Then the SWAT team arrives. About
So,
10
I'm
officers
wrong.
ready to clear the house.
So we were going in. As soon as we hit the door, now it's 3 times shot.
He said there's a female. He said she was shooting. He said she's down in there.
Hey, she's down at the end of the hall.
Oh, watch that. Kitchen, watch the kitchen. I got her.
We still gotta check the bed.
One on me.
After y'all done.
Underneath the bed. There.
Casing there. Slug there. Casing's here.
Check her. We gotta check her.
Make a call.
Ma'am, can you hear us? Louisville Metro Police Department. Medic up.
Forward, now crime scene. Let's go ahead and move out. All right? She's done.
Inside, officers find bullet-riddled walls and Breonna Taylor, unresponsive and soaked in blood, shot 6 times.
Moving. Short. Clear.
Yet EMS is only called for her now, after almost half an hour, as if her life is an afterthought.
You ever notice that? A suspect will shoot one time and cops will just unload their guns. When the one shot would have put him down, stopped him, and they could have probably lived instead of killing him.
Officers learned that Brianna was once an EMT, but was let go after a 2016 homicide case where a victim was found in her rented car. Though never charged, the connection raises suspicion. Inside, they continue scanning the scene for any sign of drugs. Outside, officers help Jonathan Mattingly, who was shot earlier.
Watch it.
Cut it with my knife.
We've got EMS on standby. Where are they? You're good. Hey, we got it closed off. We got it down.
EMS arrives, but only for the wounded officer, not for Brianna. They rush Mattingly to the hospital, where he receives critical care. Meanwhile, Brianna's mother, Tamika Palmer, who receives a call from Kenneth right after her daughter is shot, also rushes to the hospital, hoping to find her daughter alive.
I went to the hospital and they tell me to hold on. So we wait for almost 2 hours. And she comes back and says, well, ma'am, there's no record of this person even being on the way here.
Learning this, Tamika returns to her daughter's house, only for the worst fears of her life to be confirmed.
I asked, where's Brianna and what's going on? So he tells me to hang tight, and the officer comes back over. And so I screamed at him why won't you just tell me where Brianna is?
Are you Brianna's mom?
Yes.
This is Sergeant Lane, Sergeant Vance.
Where is Brianna?
Ma'am, she's in the apartment. I'm extremely sorry for your loss.
12 hours is how long it takes for Tamika to learn her daughter's gone, while the officers are already shaping their stories. While Brianna's mother breaks down outside the house, Kenneth Walker, still in shock, sits inside the station facing detectives, ready to be questioned about everything that just unfolded.
Do you know who we are? We're the Public Integrity Unit. We investigate officer-involved shootings.
I'm scared.
Yeah, what happened?
We're just trying to find out what happened.
I don't even know what happened. Oh, man. She actually just dozed off, so laying there watching the movie by myself. He gets a loud bang at the door. She pops up out of sleep and scared her to death. Me too. First thing she says, who is it? No response. So we like, what the heck? We both get another knock at the door. She's like, who is it? At the top of her words. No response. So then I grab my gun, which is legal, like I'm licensed to carry, and I've never even fired my gun outside of a range. I'm scared to death. When we get out of the bed or whatever, like walking towards the door like comes off the hinges. So I just let off one shot, and all of a sudden there's a whole lot of shots.
You originally told like the officer she shot the guy.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I was just scared. Next thing I know, she's on the ground and the door's busted open, and I'm yelling help because she's right here bleeding and nobody's coming, and I'm just confused and scared, and I feel the same right now.
Kenneth denies any illegal involvement, claiming he was just defending his home from a break-in. Detectives remain skeptical, knowing this was a drug-related raid. The warrant seems solid for now, but later on, investigators will discover just how flawed it really was. Soon, Kenneth reveals a detail that would become a turning point in uncovering what truly happened that night.
I don't know who he was, but he came and told me there was some type of misunderstanding.
An officer told you that?
Yeah.
Oh no,
The
it was
police
the
car
wrong
on the
house.
ride over here. To me, it seemed like they realized that they were at the wrong place.
Oh no.
Kenneth's claim that officers called it a miscommunication seems crucial because it cost a life. But whether this account holds up depends entirely on what the police records and body cams reveal. But while Kenneth is sharing his side of the story, the officers involved stand ready with a very different version.
Now, what kind of information?
Yo, point blank simple, I don't care what story went down. I don't care what story went down. I don't care. You were at the wrong spot. You were at fault. If you were never there, none of this would have ever happened. So everything should be thrown out. The police should be in trouble, but he should not be in trouble. Nobody else but the police should be in trouble for this. That family has a lawsuit on their hands, but no amount of money will ever bring that person back. I know. Extremely sad. And I don't care. Think about it like this, right? You're driving on a suspended license. You're at a red light, you're not even moving. Somebody crashed into you. Their fault 100%, but in court, you're going to lose. Because you're driving on a suspended. You were never supposed to be on the road in the first place. Think about it like that. Anything he did or she did is the accident happening. But none of it matters because the police are driving on a suspended license right now. Get what I'm saying? They were never supposed to be there in the first place.
Were you guys given in the pre-operational briefing?
We were told that their main target, the male, had packages sent to this location. She had possibly held dope for him, received the packages, and held his money.
And you guys were only there to assist?
Right. It was a heavy manpower intensive operation. They just needed bodies. We didn't write it. We didn't do any of the investigation. We did none of the background.
I verbally heard, we have it signed as a no-knock, but we're not going to go that route. We prefer you to do the knock.
Do you know why they would have made it?
Had it signed and then changed? Don't know.
The officer claims he had no knowledge of Brianna's background and was simply following orders. But everything pointed to a huge mistake, a raid launched without a solid lead. The bigger problem? The officer's accounts clash with Kenneth's.
I remember banging on the door, it's open hand, hard smacks, bam, 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 bam. First time didn't announce. Just hoping she would come to the door. I yelled, "Please search warrant, please search warrant." There was a total of 6 different knocks at the door while we're doing this. And finally I looked back at my lieutenant, who's in the stack back here. He goes, "Go ahead and hit it." I can see 2 figures. I've done probably 2,000 search warrants where I've made entry. I've never seen 2 people lined up like
2,000? You've done 2,000. Listen, I don't know. I've never been in his profession. Is anybody any knowledge of that? Could that be factual in somebody's career? I guess. You let me know.
this down the hall. He wasn't shooting at the ground. He was in a stretched out with 2 hands looking straight. I've done probably 2,000 search warrants where I've made entry. I've never seen 2 people lined up like this down the hall. He wasn't shooting at the ground. He was in a stretched out with 2 hands looking straight at me. Our postures were the same, looking at each other.
While Officer Mattingly states this, Kenneth claims he fired out of fear at the floor. 2 accounts of the same night, and yet they sound worlds apart. But now the no-knock warrant and the officer's claims that they announced themselves before shooting becomes the core of the investigation. Why was the first shot fired from inside the house? Was it fear or intent to harm the police? Detectives turn to neighbors, searching for the truth in conflicting accounts.
I was completely unaware that it was cops.
They told me that nothing was said, that they just beat on the door.
Oh, wow.
I said, so y'all don't know if it was them? She was like, they didn't say nothing. They just beat on the door.
But one neighbor, Erin Sarpy, who lives directly above Brianna's apartment, comes forward with a first-hand account, one that would only add to the confusion.
Before the gunshots come out, did you hear anything?
Conversations or anything like that? People talking? No.
Oh.
Did you ever
hear anyone identify themselves as police. No, nobody identified themselves.
But in time, he will
man.
undermine his own statements. Months later, he insists he heard the police announce themselves.
Open the door to come out. I seen the cops right there, and they said, go by inside, go by inside. Where the lady standing there was another female cop standing right there. And she said, if you don't want to be in the investigation, you have to go by inside. So I rushed by in there. I heard them knocking the door. I said, police, police. But I only heard it one time. The next thing, 15 minutes later, I just,
His hazy memory blurs the facts. Somewhere between those two stories lies the truth, but for now, it remains unknown. Amid all the questions about the raid that claimed Brianna's life, the story takes an unexpected turn. Kenneth Walker is charged in the early morning of March 13th, 2020, just hours after the shooting, with attempted murder of a police officer and first-degree assault. After 2 weeks in custody, as the investigation continues, they release him on house arrest on March 27th, 2020. By now, according to news reports, police are treating the case as an attempt to kill an officer, leaving Brianna's side largely ignored. During the press conference, Chief Conrad shares a crucial update.
Shooting, we're in the early stages of our investigations. We have no body-worn video cameras to share with you from this morning's shooting.
See, that's
our Public
wrong.
Integrity Unit will conduct a complete review of this case.
His announcement about the body cam is significant, as the public suspects the footage is being deliberately withheld to protect the system, raising questions about what it might be hiding. To many, it feels like a racially motivated attack.
Told
the
you.
officers are suspended, but continue receiving their pay. To make matters worse, on March 13th, 2020, Kentucky confirms its first COVID-19 case, pushing Brianna's story out of the headlines. But it doesn't stay quiet for long.
The Breonna Taylor case didn't explode into the American consciousness until after the death of George Floyd.
George Floyd's case sparks racial protests across the country, and suddenly, Brianna's story resurfaces, forcing officers to confront her case once again.
We have to say her name, Breonna Taylor.
Brianna is bigger than Brianna.
However, the outrage after Brianna's death traces back to familiar faces, and a pattern emerges from long before that night. 2 years earlier, in the same city, 5 of the same officers participated in a similar raid targeting a house suspected of growing marijuana. However, Bodycam footage reveals it had been more than just a regular operation.
It was a mistake again, man. Dirty cops.
Hey, police, search warrant! Man, I got it. Come out this way. Hands! Get on the ground!
This time, officers were at the right place, but too late. The suspects were gone. New tenants had moved in, and the pattern of reckless raids was beginning to show with these very officers. The case shifts when investigators make a crucial discovery. Brianna wasn't the target. The real target had been her ex-boyfriend, 30-year-old Jamarcus Glover, who lived at 2424 Elliott Avenue.
Jamarcus Glover was alleged by police to be a low-level or even a mid-level drug operator.
He has no violent criminal history, but he does have several drug arrests.
Walk towards me. Any weapons on you, sir?
But the most concerning factor was that Jamarcus had been arrested just hours before the operation unfolded at Brianna's.
If they knew they...
Wait, what? I'm sorry, I paused. I missed it right because I want to say something.
But the most concerning factor was that Jamarcus had been arrested just hours before the operation unfolded at Brianna's.
If they knew they had...
What? So he was at Brianna's. But she got shot. At Brianna's,
at their target already in custody. Why did they have to...
Oh, wow. See? Poor communication, bro. Now, he probably feels terrible because she got killed because they were looking for her. Or, they were looking for him. Damn. And it's all because they made a mistake.
Go in this law-abiding, innocent black woman's apartment while she slept in the middle of the night.
Police, suspecting drug activity between Brianna and Jamarcus, pull surveillance from his Elliott Road house and find a clue that adds to the suspicion.
Police see Breonna Taylor's car outside of his home on 2424 Elliott Avenue. They see Jamarcus Glover leaving Brianna's apartment with a package that they believe is drugs in it.
But when they question him, Jamarcus Glover stays firm.
Brianna was never someone who held money for you, sold narcotics, never held narcotics for you.
No, never. Nothing ever been illegal there. Shoes and clothes and coming through the mail is not illegal. Listen, I've been in prison for narcotics years ago. I ain't had no dealing with this. I'm gonna put everything on the line because she innocent. She dead innocent.
They only brought him into it, right? Just so it's like they had a reason to be there. When they really made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? They're just looking for a fucking... Oh, excuse me, like, just looking for a scapegoat. Damn, I don't know. Can I get in trouble for that? I don't know YouTube guidelines like that yet.
Little did the world know, a surprising twist is hidden in the legal documents. Prosecutors offered Jamarcus Glover a plea deal that can reduce his sentence if he names Breonna Taylor as part of a criminal syndicate.
The prosecutors would later say that that plea document was just a draft and not final.
Jamarcus Glover pleads not guilty to all charges, but the attempt to coerce a false confession, allegedly to protect the officers, suggests a deeper conspiracy at play. The focus now shifts to the warrant behind it all. In the dead of night on March 13th, Louisville police execute several search warrants, Brianna's home being the target of a rare no-knock warrant. The warrant is built on Brianna's questionable ties to Jamarcus, bank records listing her address, and most importantly, the supposed verification from the U.S. Postal Inspector about a package Glover's seen collecting from her home. But under the slightest scrutiny, even this claim falls apart.
The Postal Inspector came forward and denied telling any member of LMPD that Jamarcus was receiving any packages.
And what comes next turns a flawed document into a fatal decision.
There was a briefing that evening before law enforcement officers went out, and the warrant for Breonna Taylor's apartment was changed.
So our intent was to give her plenty of time to come to the door because they said she was probably there alone. Banged on the door, no response. Banged on it again, no response. At that point, we started announcing ourselves, please come to the door.
It wasn't me out there playing cowboy and being out of control. I mean, we were asked to do a job, a task. We were doing the job.
Regardless of their claims, the public views their actions as reckless, crossing a line that no amount of training could justify. Officer Brett Hankinson is outside Brianna's apartment when the first shots are fired. Seeing muzzle flashes but no clear target, he fires 5 rounds blindly through the covered patio door and then 5 more through a bedroom window.
I returned fire at the angle that I believed him to still be shooting from, because I could still see those muzzle flashes and hear it, and the fire increased like almost like an automatic type weapon.
Kenny fires the first bullet and he doesn't fire another one.
I returned fire through the sliding glass doors.
Fortunately, Brianna's sister and 2-year-old niece, who often stayed there, weren't home that night. 3 of Hankinson's bullets entered the next apartment where a pregnant woman lived with her family.
Something's going on next door.
Bro. Not just fired, but prison time for every officer involved. Like, no questions asked. Like, somebody died, and I'm not, so like, they should all be charged for her murder. Her. Not the dude that was with them. Everything was way online. If they would have knocked softly like normal people do, they probably would have came to the door. Wow. So sad.
And there's bullet holes all the way through the wall, through our glass. I have a 5-year-old in here, so something needs to be explained to me.
Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron takes charge and promises a full investigation. By May 2020, as public outrage grows, the FBI steps in and in late June, the LMPD fires Officer Brett Hankinson for his role in the raid.
Good job.
Soon after, a grand jury is assembled, and Brianna's family finally hopes to see justice. But the road ahead will be long, with key details hidden to protect the very people responsible. It's September 23rd, 2020, and everything changes when Attorney General Daniel Cameron steps up to the podium.
The FBI ballistics analysis concluded the fatal shot was fired by Detective Cosgrove. According to Kentucky law, the use of force by Mattingly and Cosgrove was justified to protect themselves. This justification bars us from pursuing criminal charges in Miss Breonna Taylor's death.
While the hearings were frustrating on their own, a separate trial for Brett Hankinson only makes matters worse.
The Jefferson County Grand Jury charges as follows. Count 1, wanton endangerment in the first degree.
He wantonly shot a gun into the apartment occupied by initials CE.
Only Officer Brett Hankinson is indicted, not for killing Brianna, but for the bullets that struck neighboring apartments. The verdict enrages the country in ways they didn't expect.
What Brianna Taylor's mother got was not justice, and we're going to continue until we get justice, because change, real change, is absolutely necessary.
But the story doesn't end there. Rumors swirl that Attorney General Daniel Cameron hasn't been entirely honest. Then the jurors reveal something shocking that shatters any illusion of a fair trial.
Probably more than 2 or 3 jurors said, "Is that all?" They didn't go into any details about what any additional homicide or murder charges could be. We asked if other charges could be brought against, and all they said was, no, nothing we could make stick, and that the officers had the right to defend themselves because they had been fired on.
We don't know this on videos, it's just because of time, but Sergeant Jackson quickly show me that. What's that, man? I said we got time.
I said we have time because I felt like if I was going to give my right judgment as a juror that I needed to presented all the evidence, and they did.
There's other issues related to the warrant that we're not getting exposed to here, but the officers were executing a valid search warrant.
Most damning of all, the footage that might tell a very different story never even reaches the grand jury. But it exists, and what it captures has the power to unravel everything we've heard so far.
Hey, camera's off there, Mike.
Yeah, mine's off. This is the fucking one that said they didn't use today.
I don't know who he was, but he came and told me there was some type of misunderstanding.
An officer told you that?
Yeah, in the police car on the ride over here.
There was a little bit of miscommunication. I was just wanted to touch base with you so you kind of had an idea of what was going on.
To me, it seemed like they realized that they were at the wrong place.
This suggests the raid on Brianna's apartment may have been unnecessary, which is backed up by Lieutenant Dale Massey, the commanding SWAT officer on the scene.
We just got the feeling that night
unnecessary.
Something really bad happened. We had no idea they were going to be at that apartment that night. I would have advised them 100% not to do it. We treat safety very important, right? So like simultaneous warrants, bad business.
In the aftermath, some question Brianna's ties with Jamarcus. Others point to Kenneth, who stepped out minutes after the shooting, sparking theories that he cleared the room during that time. However, what stands out most is the operation itself, starting with the crew sent to Brianna's house.
These warrants get obtained between 12:25 and 12:37 in the afternoon on March 12th. When you fast forward about 8 to 9 hours, we've got the officer schedules, and we see that between these 5 houses, you have more than 70 LMPD members. It's like a raid on a terrorist. There is a whiteboard that shows the officers assigned to different homes that were getting warrants executed on them that night. What you see is lots of folks assigned to Elliott. Then you see what appears to be lots of folks assigned to Springfield. And we know from Officer Mattingly's own statement that it was a makeshift crew. And that's a recipe for disaster, because you're about to beat down doors in quick, fast-paced decision-making process with folks that you've never done it with before.
Another is the contrast between Brianna and Jamarcus's raids. At Elliott Avenue, the raid with a no-knock warrant runs smoothly. Drugs recovered, suspects arrested, and no one harmed. But at Brianna's door, where they knock, chaos explodes.
Have you ever thought in your mind, had we done it differently?
Oh yeah, we would have either served the no-knock warrant or we would have done the normal thing we do, which is 5 to 10 seconds, to not give people time to formulate a plan, not give people time to get their senses so they have an idea of what they're doing. Because if that had happened, I'm telling you, Mike, if that had happened, Breonna Taylor would be alive.
In 2022, Officer Kelly Goodlett pleads guilty to falsifying the raid's warrant